Equality versus equity. Equality means every child gets a pair of shoes. Equity means every child gets a pair of shoes that fit. That means every school district has to meet every student's individual needs.
I'm Jerry O'Green with the Black Student Advocate. We advocate for black employees and black students within the K through 12 school districts. We hold school districts accountable to make sure that black students and employees are in a fair and equitable workplace.
Damn. You know, I should have tried this thing on before I went live, man. You know, I be trying to switch up my little gear and everything and keep my hats, you know, try to keep the print. But man, these 1Xs, man, they hit or miss. I've been trying to get it down to, you know, I've been trying to get my body shaped down to XL, you know, slender but very strong, man, you know. And I ain't doing a good damn job of that shit, just to be honest with y'all. But I'm getting there. Damn, this shirt tight. Anyway. Welcome back to Humanity Works Podcast. This is the place where we bring it sexy back to the everyday hardworking men and women who impact your life within close proximity. We want to rise above this madness, which is called black culture. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a problem solver to come on in. Got great guests coming up in the near future, man. Again, like I said from the last episode, just been a little busy, overwhelmed with things. But listen, no excuse needed. Got to keep the content coming. Thankful for all my new subscribers. Again, thankful for those who are sharing the show. And, man, you know what? I've been getting some nasty emails lately. And that's fine because that lets me know that that's kind of like, I look at it like progress, a little success growing. But everybody's not going to agree with you. And I don't want everybody to not agree with me. In fact, this episode is actually inspired by somebody. I won't say it was a nasty email, but, you know, I spoke to another person who kind of watches and follows the show. So I want to speak on this thing. And typically it's a legit question, but I'm finna go there and explain. One of my followers, you know, somebody I actually know personally, and I talk to him every now and then. He called me up and he was like, man, I like your content. It actually made me feel good to see that he does like the content, because this is somebody I highly respect. His mind, we agree on a lot of things when it comes to us as a people, individual, culturally, things that we need to work on. And he was telling me about his millionaire cousin, and he tells me about him quite often. And he was like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And again, he's one of those people that's kind of caught up when I use rising above black culture. However, his question was, all niggas do is talk. Well, where is his body of work? Talk, talk, talk. All niggas do is talk. And this is true. A lot of niggas do talk. But homeboy, I ain't no talker. Here's the thing. The question, where's my body of work, is one that I find to be completely asinine. And here's the reason why I'm going to tell you this. First of all, ESPN talk about sports every day, all day long. Nobody complains about them to tell them to stop talking about sports. You know, hip hop platforms talk about hip hop. Who's the GOAT? Biggie, Tupac, blah, blah, blah. Nobody tells them to stop talking about hip hop. You know, there's other platforms where people may talk about the same thing every day, but just in different contexts, different stories that deal with different people. Nobody's ever asking them where's their body of work. But when it comes to solving problems, and when it comes to acknowledging things that's impacting us as a community, now all of a sudden the question is, well, where's his body of work? I can explain to you where my body of work is, because the thing about us, I'm not a loud ranter. I'm not one of these people that you will see on social media who will actually tell somebody to hold a camera and say, hey, I'm finna give this bum $100. Hold the camera here and show him. Here, I'm giving the bum $100. Look at me. The thing about it is, when it comes to body of work and aligning with organizations, that's all cool, fine, and dandy. But to me, that's a calibrated way of doing things. That's what a lot of our oppressors told us to go about solving problems. And many times, a lot of these people, you know, whether it be the high class society, those who could pass the paper brown test, whatever, a lot of these Negroes will align themselves with organizations, then brag about it. But then when I find out they're 501c3, that you're politically gagged, it means nothing to me. It's an oxymoron. This is why a lot of times when people start to talk about the institutions of religion and what they do, that's all I go do is research it, because they can only get so involved so far in political matters of civil unrest. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, they're still completely confused as to what the system of white supremacy is, how it works. And therefore, everything else that they think is confusing them. I don't have to align myself with no organization. I don't have to go on any social media platform and tell anybody about anything that I've done for anybody, whether it was give clothes, whether it was pay bills, whether it was to put kids in school. I don't even rock like that. The body of work is in the bodies that I'm surrounded by, the people that I impact. My body of work is moving and grooving. It's not something to stand still. I don't have plaques on my wall. I don't have awards or accolades to acknowledge the things that I've done for people. I don't want it. So when we brag about these type of things, I want to see what's the constructive result behind it once you align yourself with organizations and sending kids to school. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're a coach and if you got to anywhere, any level of coaching, you've had the opportunity to send kids to school. 9 times out of 10, most of these kids go to school and don't even complete the degree. And if they get the degree, they don't even work to solve problems for their own community. So what are we talking about? The body of work that I have is in the bodies that surrounded by me. And if you really want to know about a man's body of work, talk to his children. Start right there. So I don't get into all this rant, because see, we're in the first phase of a lot of things as people, right? We brag and rant about things that other communities and ethnicities have been doing for years. Somebody go into business. I started my LLC, put it all on social media. You understand what I'm saying? I just got a new job. I've been promoted as the first black CEO of such and such. Put it all on social media. Hey, we got together. We broke up. We've been married 19 years, got kids and businesses. Put it all on social media. Bruh, I don't rant loud like that. Because at the end of the day, who are we proving what to what for what? That's called showing off. That's one of the 4 characteristics of black people in the concept called America that they execute every single day. If it ain't what I know, what I have, what I own, what have I done, the money that I have. And let me explain something to you about millionaires that a lot of y'all probably don't want to accept. Now, listen, I ain't against nobody about not getting a bag, right? But I guarantee you, every non-white person who is a millionaire, when you're in the face and in the place of money, you have to present yourself as a boy. You ain't walking in these rooms as an alpha male. You walking in the rooms as humble and polite and courteous and cordial as you possibly can. Because you need to learn the game, because you don't set the rules. You don't make the policies. You don't set the regulations. You abide by and you studying it. You learn the game, but you're going to only learn that game for people who don't look like you. So where's your body of work? Have you created a currency of your own to be able to barter, trade, and sell amongst the global community of commerce? Have you been able to do that? So at the end of the day, while I talk. A lot of people talk. But I don't be talking about no bullshit, because words create worlds. When you wake up in the morning and you give honor to God, you're talking. When you give yourself affirmations and inspire yourself, you're talking. Talking is very necessary. Conversations rule nations. So when I talk and I open up my mouth, I don't waste no time with nothing idle, nothing silly, stupid, primitive, tacky, trashy, or terroristic according to the code. So my body of work may not be seen by the naked eye, but my body of work exists. See, it's one thing to be out here and donate money to an organization, but it's another thing to actually get your ass out there in the trap. Shout out to Reverend William Francis and my cousin TT. It's another thing to get out there in the trap with no security, sometimes unarmed, and deal with the most unruly, rude people, most violent, dangerous people, disease-affected people that might get pissed off and bite you, scratch you, or even stab you with a dirty knife or a syringe. That's a whole nother level of ball game. Or when you have to get involved between you 2 young black men you randomly don't even know, but you frequent these areas and you care about these kids and you put yourself on the line. You go to the homes. You spend extra money that you don't have for groceries and things of that nature. You see that their mother on drugs. You see why your players want to stay at your house a little bit extra long. Do you understand? Or going to a concert venue. Back home in St. Louis as an intern at 100.3 The Beat. Good friend, brother Joseph Latta was in town, right? I saw a homeless woman and her children under the bridge. I can't even remember the name of that building, but it's where the post office at. I believe that's not Hall Street, Market Street. And right before I went to that concert venue, I could not get that image out of my head about that family, right? And it bothered me all night. Not to mention leaving the concert venue, seeing an 11-year-old boy and his sister get jumped by Crips. Are you going to step in and stop them and slang their ass around and keep and protect them children while you talking about what you've done for organizations, the kids you send to school? That shit means nothing to me. You ever been in that position? And this ain't just for the one individual. This is for anybody that wants to challenge me and say, oh, he's just a talker. But it bothered me so bad in the middle of a winter night. I got up out of my bed, got some money, and went and seen to see if the family was there. And they were not. Y'all probably thought I was gonna say it was there and I got him a hold. I wish the story turned out, but they did not. My body of work is from the heart. My body of work ain't meant for no recognition. My body of work ain't meant for nobody to brag, champ, or cheer about. My body of work is pleasing to me because it's pleasing to the Creator. So while all this other flash and dash shit means something to most people, it means nothing to me. My body of work will always remain within the confines of those who know the work that I do. And if anybody says that I'm just a talker and I don't do work out here in the communities, put it in the comments and tell me that I'm a faker. Tell me I'm a fraud. Because just because I don't have an organization that's 501c3, a nonprofit, or just because I don't attend certain galas or I'm not around certain Negro owned or white owned and controlled organizations, don't mean I ain't out here doing work, Poppy. And I'm gonna continue, like they say, I'm gonna continue to talk my shit. Because if it don't resonate with you, that's okay. It's resonating with somebody that's ready to hear the message. There's an old saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I'm not your teacher, obviously, and I'm okay with that. We probably talk about two totally different things. I'm not passionate. I'm not passionate about becoming wealthy and rich. I'm not passionate about a lot of things, about the acquisition of properties and cars. I'm not passionate about real estate. I'm not passionate about the things that we think we're supposed to be passionate about now because it's trending. We're still in the first phase. We're learning things that our ancestors and our prior generations, they didn't know, they didn't do. They wasn't traveling abroad. They wasn't trying to give us better diets. You understand? They wasn't doing a lot of things. We wasn't getting healing and counseling back in those days. There's a lot of things that we have progressed as a community, but we're still in the first phase. And that first phase is bragging about simple things that other ethnicities have been doing forever. It's just that simple. So at the same time, I told this individual, I said, get him on the phone. Let's talk. Because I understand they go back and forth about politics, Republicans, and blah. And a lot of people may see me as a coon because I don't always agree with black culture. A lot of people may say I'm a sellout. Some people can say that. I wish the hell they would. I would dare anybody to come on this platform and challenge me and tell me that I don't stand for my people, that I don't stand for something constructive and more powerful. I dare anybody. I put that challenge out there to anybody because one thing, when you have the code, when you know the code, it is an ice cold slaying. You have no idea what you're in for. Because typically you get two Negroes that want to brag and boast about degrees. Your master's degree. I got my master's degree. Listen to that again. I got my master's degree. People ain't gonna never teach you what they know. If they did, then you dominate them, but you're not. So all this bragging about what you've done and what you've acquired and the money you got, it means nothing. Because like Erykah Badu said, at the push of a button, we all gonna be broke niggas. Once they digitize money, then what you got? The only thing that's gonna matter is your social behavior score. It ain't gonna have nothing to do with money. It's gonna be, are you a compliant Negro? Are you dealing with mental illness? Are you out here slapping and beating up women? Do you have bodies on you? Are you unruly? All these things are gonna be more important than money in the near society and future. So listen, I don't mind being called out. That's fine. But next time, answer the call. Let's have that conversation. We could do it over the phone or I could show up in person. Because at the end of the day, it's not about proving to you what I know, sir. It's not about proving who knows more than who and this and the third, sir. What it's about is us being able to use the greater of both of our intelligence, our qualities, our talents, and our gifts to solve the problem for our people. Warring with you, it ain't it. Because I always say I'm still learning, which is something I got from Mr. Fuller. I love being in a room full of people who are smarter than me because I'm going to learn. And that's all I ask, that when I'm in the presence of greatness, and I'm not saying that you're wrong for anything that you said, anything that you believe, anything that you feel, because I aim to listen more than talk. I might actually learn something from you. So I don't walk into that room with hostility. I don't walk into that room with anger. I walk into that room wanting to know, what is it that this gentleman knows? But the one thing that I will not compromise, the one thing I will never fold and bend on is the counter racist code, because it's proven to work and it's real. So while people want to talk about, well, what is he doing? And all niggas talking, you have the right to ask that question, because a lot of people just do be talking, but I ain't no talker. And I also ain't no bragger either. I don't flash shiny shackles and medallions, sir. Anyway. I got that from Ryan. I've been watching Ryan Sean. And, he probably got the narrative. They attacking, a lot of black people who's trying to solve problems. They call it the woke culture. So that's also an attack. But one thing I noticed about this dude, man, which sometimes you have to learn to overlook the narrative and the BS that comes with some people, because sometimes they're actually saying something very strong and powerful. But I noticed with him, and I'm led to believe this brother practices yoga because he does that a lot. Now, I think I've kind of adapted that to where just a lot of times you just need to breathe. And that's one thing that yoga has taught me. And breathing can actually heal you. Breathing definitely can lower your blood pressure. Breathing will definitely lower your anxiety. Just breathe. Because I started to get a little intense. I try not to let that side of me come out because that's not constructive, and that ain't according to the code. So you want to always have a discussion, not a debate, not an argument. But just to answer the question, my body of work is in the bodies that surround me and the bodies that exist. And if you really want to know my true body of work, sir, you can always have a conversation with my children, because I believe if you truly want to know the core essence of a man, have a conversation with his children, and you're going to learn everything that you need to know. Well, that's my time. I'm about to get out of here. My JT still ain't showed up yet, but, I'm getting a little anxious because, I got a notification saying they was supposed to be here today out for delivery. But then again, it's coming from the FedEx in Ellerwood. Man, y'all know them Negroes always stealing packages, bro. Like, they stole my PG5s. When the PG5s came out, bro, they stole my PG5s twice. Like, and it was smart too. When I got, I was excited, and it was like weights. Like how did they were smart? Like, they put this foam in there, and they put like these 2-point-some ounce weights in there, and I'm thinking in shoes. It was like how did they do it and then package it back so good? I need to have one of you thieves on the show. Y'all need to show me how to do that shit for real. But no, man, it's all good, man. But Ellen Woods, y'all got a problem, bro. Y'all need to up y'all security, because I know when I worked for UPS, my partner thought he was boosting some T-Mobile phones and he got caught. Feds came knocking on that door. Anyway, man. Listen, man, everybody enjoy yourself. This is the place where we bring sexy back to the everyday hardworking men and women who impact our life within close proximity. We want to rise above this madness, which is called black culture. I'm not gonna stop saying that, brother. We can have a conversation about what I mean when I say black culture, and everything will be all the confusion will be done away with, and we can get along, and we can learn from each other as brothers and black men. There's some things I can learn from you. There's some things you can learn from me. But let the body of work be around the bodies that you exist. Want to know the body of work of a man? Talk to his children. Other than that, man, I will catch you all on the next go round. I really got to get somebody to do this for me, because it don't look professional to look at you, then look at my computer, and then have to get ready to go out with the show. Peace.